What it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy, Set It Sail, and we back in here with another episode of Juice City Ladies. If you're not, please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, gang, shout out to all my supporters, all my subscribers. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Y'all need any kind of promotion from any kind of merchandise you have. Make sure to hit the email, llcoolsales77@gmail.com. Let me give a shout out to my player partner, Man So Crazy TV. Y'all make sure y'all go tune into my guy. So today, we're going to switch it up a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to the sports, man. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know that I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me make videos about Jackson State and Shador Sanders and Malachi Widener and other players on Jackson State roster. But me being from Mississippi, I've always been a fan of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And I've also covered them before, especially last season when Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Jackson State had three of the best quarterbacks in the Mississippi history, in my opinion. So like I said, I've been tuning in to Mississippi State all year long. And I tuned in last week and watched the win that they got over, I can't even remember who they played, at Arkansas. They beat Arkansas, I want to say 40-17, and it was an impressive win. And when I'm looking at college football shows, when they're talking about the Heisman candidates and players to watch, I never hear anybody say anything about Mississippi State quarterback Will Rogers. And my question is that because of it's Mississippi, or because y'all not sold on Will Rogers? But Will Rogers just came the SEC leader in completions last week. Will Rogers had over 4,000 yards passing last year with 36 touchdowns with I think only 8 or 9 interceptions. Right now, let me check these stats out. Will Rogers for this year. Okay, this year, Will Rogers, he has 2,100 yards, passing yards, 22 touchdowns. 22 touchdowns, only to 3 interceptions. Now, if he's not a Heisman candidate, who is? Like I was just saying, Mississippi State is 4-1 right now. They should be 5-0 because from what I saw, the LSU game that they lost, they kind of gave their game up. You know what I mean? They were playing with their Mississippi State mentality. What I mean by that is if you're a fan of Mississippi State, you know that they can be on the road, they can be playing with momentum, and then they run against one of the big dogs. And for whatever reason, they're never able to get over the hump. And that's the same thing that I noticed about them when they play LSU. I feel like they gave LSU the game because if you paid attention to the game, you know Mississippi State was leading. And they started making mistakes and pressing and gave LSU momentum in their home, and they came back. So on this Saturday, Mississippi State is facing off against Kentucky. Kentucky is a well put together team as well. They're 4-2 right now. I want to say their quarterback is out, but they're 4-2, which they could be 5-1 because they almost beat Ole Miss. The only reason that Ole Miss was able to pull that game off is because some late game heroics by their defense and due to the fact that Kentucky kind of was trying to do too much, trying to run the ball, jumping over the pylon like they would have been on any given Sunday or something. And they ended up having some late game turnovers. And Ole Miss was able to steal their win. But in my opinion, if Mississippi State beats Kentucky in a dominant fashion this weekend, Will Rogers should definitely be at least in consideration for the Heisman Award. Like I say, no disrespect to Bryce Young at Alabama, but I don't see, other than him maybe being a little bit more mobile than Will Rogers, which Will Rogers is pretty mobile. He can't scramble and move around in the pocket. But I don't see a big difference in between those guys. And like I say, all you had to do is look at the stats. On Will Rogers, he been doing this since he came on the field as a starter. And me being from Jackson, Mississippi, I saw Will Rogers do it at Brandon, Mississippi, at Brandon High School. Will Rogers is that guy. Now, shout out to them JSU Tigers. Y'all talking about Shedeur Sanders should be up for the Heisman Award. He playing in the SWAC. And his number don't compare to Will Rogers. They're playing in the SEC, the toughest conference in America. He playing in the SEC West. He had to go up against LSU, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Alabama. So I feel like if Will Rogers has a great game against Kentucky, which I think they will, I feel like Will Rogers should be in consideration for the Heisman Award. And let me also say this. State, this y'all's year. I believe if Mississippi State, now this is a big, I believe that they have the talent to run the table. I think they can beat Alabama. I seen a couple of those games. Alabama almost lost to Texas A&M last week. Mississippi State dominated them. Alabama almost lost to Texas. Texas got blew out not too long ago. I can't remember what game that was. Arkansas played Alabama pretty good. But they ended up pulling away late in the game or whatever. I don't think Alabama is good as everybody think they are. I believe Ole Miss can play with them, but they don't have a quarterback. With the air raid Mississippi State has, Mike Leach calling the plays, Will Rogers, Mississippi State's running game, their receivers, the pass rush that Mississippi State has, and also the great secondary that they have, I believe this is the year that State could go all the way. And this is just my opinion. And the reason I say this, I don't remember the last time State had a good team this well. Like I say, you got the best quarterback in the SEC. I don't know about the nation because I really haven't seen a lot of the other teams. I'm an SEC baby. I watch the SEC. I really haven't watched a lot of USC or the Big Ten schools. I heard that Ohio State quarterback is pretty good. But I think that guy down there at Starkville, Mississippi, Will Rogers, he got something else to say about that. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that Mississippi State star, Brandon High School alumni, Metro area representative should be a Heisman candidate for this year? I certainly do. I don't see what's the hype about all these other guys. Like I said, there's no disrespect to the other schools, but I got a rep for Mississippi. And when I look on the field, I don't see a big difference between Will Rogers and some of these guys that are getting all this attention. And when you look at the numbers, add it up. Mississippi State playing in the toughest conference. He did it last year. He has a reputation for balling out. Why not Will? So, man, y'all see me, I got my back brace on. I'm getting ready to get in on the clock. Shout out to all my family, all my people out there in Starkville, Stark Vegas. What it do? Shout out to everybody in Jackson, the Jackson State Tigers. They have a game as well this weekend. Y'all got to blow somebody out this weekend. Y'all got to put it on Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cook or whatever the name of that school is. So we're going to see what it look like this weekend, man, when Mississippi State face off against Kentucky, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Ole Miss as well, man. I love my state. You know what I'm saying? I support all the schools. Shout out to Southern Miss. I'm not really aware of what's going on with your team this year. I really haven't been hearing too much. But I think Will Rogers should be up for the Heisman Award this year. And I also think that this year, if they get it in their mind that they can beat Alabama, I know they can beat Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss has a good team. They 5-0 as well. But I feel like this year right here, 2022, Mike Leach at the helm, Will Rogers at quarterback, Mississippi State can go all the way. It's all on them if they want to do it, man. Shout out to all my supporters. Shout out to my subscribers, man. I'm getting ready to go hit this clock. Man, y'all stay blessed. Peace out.